is Thomas Kidd prepared to defend the position that voting for baby murder and voting for state-sponsored theft and voting for state-sponsored racism, which is what critical race theory is and what Joe Biden and Kamala Harris will institute, that voting for those things is morally insignificant?
What's so sad is that the people that are in the institutional positions, so frequently they expend their energy telling other people to shut up. So, I mean, they're occupying the position and they're pushing other people out that could have done a better job. You've summarized it this way: in the name of moral witness, Christian leaders in droves are publicly destroying their own moral witness, demonstrating they are incapable of sound moral reasoning. Let me show you, and we're not making this up. Let me show you an example. Thomas Kidd, who is perhaps one of the most big Eva of big Eva, he says, what we really need is more Christians lecturing each other on Twitter about who they have to vote for. It was sarcasm. And then he says, Christian, if you don't vote for my choice, that's totally cool with me. We live in a difficult political era. If you vote for Trump or Biden or whoever, I bless you. Our connection in Christ is bigger than temporal politics. And then A.D. Robles on Twitter summarizes Thomas Kidd, and he says, translation, Christian, I don't care about your works. That's moral relativism right there.
Yeah, so to really flesh that out, compare that to any other issue where Thomas Kidd would draw a clear moral line. What if he said, I don't care if you engage in homosexual activity on a regular basis. Our relationship, our unity in Christ is bigger than your sexual preferences. Would that be acceptable?
By implication, he has actually just said that those are two different things. Because I know that he would not say that about homosexuality. So exactly. By implication, he's saying who you vote for is in a whole different ballpark than homosexuality.
And he may believe that. Maybe he even has a good argument for that. But that's the argument that these guys need to be making. They need to be saying and arguing, making the case explicitly, the morality of who you vote for is so much less significant than the morality of what you do with your body with another person sexually, that we absolutely should not ever have any division in the church over the former the way that we would the latter, right? And I don't think he can make that case. I don't think it's possible to make that case, especially if you have to make that case and defend it. Like, because that's the thing. You have to make the case and be prepared to defend it. Or is Thomas Kidd prepared to defend the position that voting for baby murder and voting for state-sponsored theft and voting for state-sponsored racism, which is what critical race theory is and what Joe Biden and Kamala Harris will institute, that voting for those things is morally insignificant? If he did, then he'd also have to say the same thing about voting for slavery or voting for white supremacy or voting for the Holocaust. And here's the problem. He wouldn't do any of that. Not with those other historical examples. Because he, like most other evangelicals, like we just talked about, derive their moral reasoning almost exclusively from the precedent of other leaders who have gone before them. That they aren't capable of drawing their own moral conclusions independently. All they know how to do is to look back at what has been concluded historically up to this point and to say, all right, yeah, I stand strong against slavery. I would have kicked pro-slavery people out of my church. But today, I'm not so sure about infanticide. I'm not so sure about that. It's murky.